Check, check, check. Sounds good, I think. Let me turn that up a little bit. All right, here we go. This is the 520 and under $250 entry 10-ball tournament on the 9-footers over here at Bullshooters. You can see the payouts out to the right. New thing Tim's been doing. First, 2,500. Second, 1,500. Third, 1,000. Fourth, 750. Fifth, 6,500. If you're in everything, we do a little math here. 3,200 plus 1,250. Yeah, you guys are probably better than I am. 32, 44, $4,400 for first. Not a bad weekend's worth of work for at least most of us. All right, looks like Brad won the break here, or won the lag. First one to break. Seeing these matches have been taking close to 2 hours. Some even dipping in the 2.5 hour range. It's a race to 8 on the front, race to 6 on the back. This races to 8 have taken particularly long, but it just means the players are taking it very serious. Yeah, looks like the first shot going to be a push here. Brad's just going to leave some distance for Vern. Vern does have a cut on this one. It's real thin. Got a little distracted. For any of you that watch a little golf out there, Tommy Fleetwood finally won a tournament for the first time in his career. He's given up a ton of sat. I mean, he's had the lead going into Sunday a ton in his career, and for the first time, he actually pulled it off on Sunday. He didn't choke. It's cool to see. Looks like Vern played that with a little inside, came around. He's got a look on the 2. Good shot. Finally won. They're having their little award ceremony thing going on right now, so semi-focused. Super happy for the guy. Tommy Fleetwood's a great guy. Great player. Absolutely deserves it. Finally broke that seal. Yeah, it looks like Vern's calling the 2-ball on the side. He's kind of trying to go back and forth with it, but it's really a safety effort. So I think he's going to try and use the 3 and 10 as blockers. Yeah, just like that, little back and forth. 2-ball really flattened out on him there, so obviously you want a 2 to be a little wider. Better chance at safe. Flatten out. Now this is what Brad's left with. Not sure if that 2 sneaks by the 8, and even if it does, I don't know that I'm taking this one on. I might bank this 2 up table and put this cue ball up on the 3, but he might be playing the combo here. Yeah, either safe or combo, but either or, he kind of got him there. Can't see it, but leaving a ball hanging is always a little bit dangerous. A couple different ways to try and kick this 2-ball in. A little bit too much distance to jump. You can see in the top left of your screen it says 1 lost side match, winner guaranteed 4th. So we're coming down to it. I do believe we're down to the final 6. You know what? It kind of looked like Vern tried to hold it with a lot of left there. And I think the play there, if you're trying to shorten up the cue ball, you got to draw that ball. It bends the cue ball. You play left, yeah, you can shorten the angle a little bit, but not near the effect of playing real low on it, aiming a little wider, and it bends and really brings that 2-ball into play. Pretty good shot. Good speed control around. Good look on the 3. And all the balls are there for Brad here. Okay. That that makes it easy. Yep. So if you couldn't hear Tim there, we started off with 27 players. We are down to the final 6. Everybody's in the money and everybody is in everything. So yeah, not a bad effort with the jump, but just a little bit too much sauce on it. Still jumping going into the 4. The key ball came off the table now. Now it's Fern's chance to try and get out from here. Balls are there, but it's the first time I've said it so far. You're gonna hear me talk about it a lot because some people know, some people don't. But this table is not easy. These pockets are tight. They make easy runouts look hard. You see players tend not to put as much English on the ball or not hit the ball hard enough, sometimes getting a little bit out of line because of it, just to try and open up the pockets a little bit more so they're a little bit more receptive to shooting them down the rail or really just trying to make the pockets play a little bit bigger. So kind of a different game on these tables, especially if you've been playing on. It's just to our left here. Oh, a little bit thick there. Just to our left here, you got 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Those are 4.5 inch pockets. The one you're playing on right now is 4 1/8. Top of that, cloth is pretty worn in. Pockets playing almost even a little bit tighter than that. You play any kind of pace, they want to jar up a little bit. Yeah, looks like Brad tried to kind of throw that in with some left English. Kind of looks like the deflection may have got him there, or he didn't give it enough chance to swerve. If he couldn't see the full ball, I'm not sure. Well, Fern's taking a peek to see if the 6 passes the 9. I do believe it does. Just likely going to be left with a little bit of distance on this 8, though. If he can sneak it in there. I missed that one a little bit. Now, first, I don't want to say realistic, but first realistic look at getting out here. I mean, the balls do lay pretty well from here. When you talk about it, and I'm not even talking about 520 and unders. I'm talking about really anybody that plays on this table. When you start talking about getting out from the 2 ball or the 3 ball or the 1 ball, very seldom does it happen on this table, but you know, decent little 3 or 4 ball run here. I like what Brad did there. He didn't try to do too much. Sometimes you see him force the key ball to the rail and out or overspin it and try to create something that's not there. He's taking his medicine, a little bit of distance, a little bit of cut. And if he can drop this 9, he's got a good chance to win this game. That's the slight danger in leaving yourself a little bit of an angle there. And that distance does make that ball missable. It's not easy, but still put a pretty good effort on it. First game's always the hardest. Almost a nice sneaky little shot there going all the way down instead of trying to shoot it in a half a side pocket. Don't mind the play there, but just overcut it a hair. Now Brad's got a chance to take down the first one. Yeah, a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit of a back cut on this 10. These ones are always a little sneaky on this table. It's not from this angle, it's not necessarily a blind pocket, but it's definitely difficult. You catch any of that rail coming into the pocket. Wants to stay up. Yeah. Looks like first game going to Vern. Fernando, how you doing, brother? Oh, I had to say something. It's like I mentioned earlier. First one's always the hardest to get. Do I dare say this is Brad's game? Now, I should polish this one up. First tally going to Brad. 1-0. And this race to 6 on the backside. Remember, it's a race to 8 on the front. Looks like it's a winter break format, judging by Brad racking these up. I do believe he had the first break, so see how much of a factor that really plays. Watched a lot of games, a lot of players getting multiple innings at the table, no one really taking complete control. Seen a few guys in this tournament playing pretty good. This table will take away what appears to be some pretty easy runs for you. Yeah, nothing down, but a look on the one for Vern. Seven balls on a 7 balls in a tricky spot, especially on this table. Shooting anything down the rail on this table is tough. Whenever I see balls that close to the side pocket on the rail, if I do have an easy opportunity to move it a little and still stay in line, I do. But nothing looks immediately obvious, so may just have to deal with it when they get there. Yeah, nice little stroke there from Vern. A little draw to avoid the side pocket. Decent angle on the 3 to maybe get a look on the 4 to shoot it in the top left corner. He's calling the bank. Kind of like cutting this one, but he feels more comfortable with the bank unless he's playing safe here. We're going to find out here in a second. Oh, yeah, he just went with the bank and drew it straight back. That'll work. I think that might have been a touch harder than maybe cutting it and getting shape, but it ain't wrong if it works. Yeah, it looks like the side pocket's going to give Vern a little bit of trouble here. He may have to try and draw out of it. Yeah, decent little play there, trying to hold it with bottom. Leave a look, a longer look on the 5, which is fine because it's close to the pocket, but just got a little bit too much of that 4 trying to hold a cue ball, and that's going to potentially hurt him here, depending if Brad can figure out that 7 ball. And that's going to be everything. I don't think he's going to run into any trouble until we get down to the 7. Mike Wynn, what's up, Justin? Good to see you yesterday, bro. Yeah, that was fun, man. Thanks for coming out. It's good to see you guys. My brother came out. Amber, Rob, Mike, Jessica. Pretty good shot there for Brad. Really good shot, actually. Now here's the key to the rack. This is the one we're talking about. If you could shoot this one all the way down, try to just keep a little bit off the rail to make that 8 easier. And 2 times? Nope, not gonna do it. This is gonna lay up pretty nice for Vern here. A little bit of a cut, but Kind of like coming up and down with this cue ball versus trying to hold it. If you try to hold this, sometimes you tend to hit it a little bit thick and jar it up. I like playing a little pace. Get rid of that kind of thick contact you get when you just roll a ball in. Well, that's going to hurt. Trying to hold that ball. That almost worked out real nice for Brad. He's calling the bank. Tough little shot here. Easy to sell out this way, too. Well, both these guys proving they can bank pretty good in the corners. He's trying to do it again and try and put this thing away with another bank. Oh, that was a good effort. He was almost out from there. Trying to bank his way out of trouble, but did the right thing. He actually left his cue ball down here on this bottom rail a little bit, leaving distance. Always makes it difficult on this table. Try to put too much on this, you can get yourself in trouble. 9-ball doesn't want to drop speed. That's about the last thing you want to do. It's not the easiest 9 in the world, but you're happy to have it. Pretty straightforward here for Brad. You can either come once across or back and forth. I prefer back and forth a little bit. He's just going one time. This is gonna hurt if he can see the 9. Well, Vern's up pretty quick. He's taking a peek. Even if he can't see the 9, which I think he can see a little bit, he kind of catch a little rail first and get to where he needs to go. Stay off of it. Not bad. Pretty full in the corner in the top left. It's got to cut it a little. Sometimes these are a little tough to judge, but yeah, looks good. Great shot there for Vern. That's going to tie it up 1-1. And our first look at a break from Vern. Looks like his shirt says Team Alaska. I thought I heard someone from Alaska was on this event. It's pretty cool. Tim was mentioning that he got a few Vegas players to come in. He got he got a player from Alaska. He's some Tucson players. Quite a few players traveled to play in this high dollar $250 entry event. In the meantime, once it's like we do every stream, we want to thank Bullshooters again for hosting this event. I know Tim's got a Tournament of Champions or 500 and under Tournament of Champions going alongside. I think he got 8 players for that one. That one's starting to wind down and come down to it. Bullshooters is always taking good care of us and had plenty of tables for us to run these big events on. So shout out to Tim and Bullshooters for making this one happen. Also, got a couple banners up. Want to call them out. Looks like Tim only has Mike Gwynn up there. I also do want to give a shout out to Qualtech. That's John Sanchez. It's a banner in the pit, trying to keep some of the strays from crossing to get to the bathroom or out of the bathroom. A shout out to Qualtech, John Sanchez, one of our big sponsors out here. And Mike Gwynn with Realty One. My brother just used him to buy a house. Brother said nothing but good things and said it was an incredible experience. He made a intimidating and tough and really difficult task pretty simple. Took care of everything, and Jared couldn't say enough nice things about it. So thank you, Mike. Looks like a push, leaving a long one. Scott says, let's go Vern, go Alaska. That's awesome. Long way from home. Scott, do you think you can fill me in a little bit? Did he fly out here specifically for this event? Did he travel for, was it just something that was going on while he was in town? Don't see too many Alaska people come out here during the summer. Still in the 113s out here. Matter of fact, I left a Dr. Pepper in my car yesterday and it blew up all over the stereo, so I had to clean that up. That was kind of cool. Not. Yeah, my mom texted me the other day and she's like, "This is a new one." I'm like, "What's that?" She sent me a picture. She sent me a picture of some shoes that she left in her car, and the soles had separated from the shoe itself because the glue that they used had like melted in the heat. It separated. $120 pair of shoes. It's brutal. Something's got to hit a rail. Don't think the 9 did. That's going to be ball in hand for Brad. Yeah, Brad planning exactly how he wants to get on this 3. Could keep it simple and shoot the 3 all the way up, or you could try to use the rail and get above it and shoot in the same pocket. Of course, that means you got to make the 2 first. Those are the hard ones to get over. Ball in hand misses. We've all done it. Know you're kind of in the driver's seat to start a run or gain control of the table, and then you just hand it right back. Been there. A little back and forth on this 3 ball here. I don't want to call out any names, but I was sitting at the pit before this match took place, and I was watching. And we've all been there. I'm not giving a hard time, but I was watching. I was watching a match off to the side of me, and it just seemed like they got down to the 10 ball. It was funny because they ran 4 or 5 balls and then missed, and another guy ran 4 or 5 balls, and then they get down to the 10, and then I think each of them shot at the 10 ball 5 times. So 10 shots at the 10. And it wasn't like they were easy 10s. It was kind of like they missed and left it in the middle of the rail, or missed and left an 8-foot shot, or missed and left a back cut all the way down the rail. Something funny like that. But I see a lot on this table. Pockets playing tough. looking for a safe there. Not sure if he got it. I don't know if Brad has a window between the 5 and the 4. I will say I'm looking at the 3 from where I'm at. It would be worth for Brad to take a peek and see if that 3 is married or frozen to the rail or not. Just going after it. He called the corner. Oh, said you try it. Little smirk there from Vern. That tells me maybe he can't see enough of it to shoot the 3 in the side. What's going on, brother? How are you? Yeah, looks like he's blocked quite a bit. He's got a kick from behind. Not going to be the easiest to get a look on the 4 from here. It's going to really have to come with a stroke. I think if you go forward, you're either running in the 7 or 9. He may have to. Yeah, that was kind of always the problem there, but I think he just assumed if I do run in the 9, I'm going to at least have a look at the 4, which is what he does have. Oh, how about that first shot from Brad? Great shot. Little unrewarded. I think part of what he did there, I think he might have tried to cut that pro side and said, okay, if I overcut this and I leave the cue ball all the way down table, it could result in a pretty decent safe or at least distance. But then he made it, left himself a long 5. Looked like he was a little jacked up there, maybe, but ooh, another fan from Alaska. Brianna says, let's go, AK. No, that is just an absolutely brutal roll to hit that 6 ball full and the cue ball still follow it in. Not what he was looking for. I do that all the time. I'm like, okay, my cue ball's headed towards this hanging ball in the pocket, so it's almost impossible that I scratch, right? Nope, follows right through. Yeah, another example of trying to play pace on these tables. Anything with any level of pace. Like you guys have heard me mention 100 times, it makes the pocket play twice as tight, and it's already 4 1/8. Just got to hit it absolutely perfect with any kind of pace on it, like you tried to play there. Great shot there. Nice little back up coming around 3-4 rails for the 7. Another good shot. I was wondering if he was going to clip the 10 on the way out. Worst thing that can happen there is you get the 10 full and it gets in your way. But he judged it well and got a chance for the out. The 10's hanging in the side, so nice full look on this 9. Make it, draw it back a little bit. Should be just fine. Looks good from here. It's just the 9 ball. Seen these players struggle a little bit with this kind of distance, this little kind of small cut. Yeah, that's a great shot. Didn't try to do too much with the cue ball. Try to draw that back too much. You end up playing a lot of pace on the 9. He just took what he can get. He knew he was going to make the 10 from here, and this should do it. He did miss a 10 ball earlier, but this shouldn't be a problem here. Hanging in front of the side, should go up 2-1. First crooked number on the board goes to Vern. Looks like Vern was able to shake it off after missing the first 10 ball. He's come back and rattled off 2 in a row. That's his last name. I think that's awesome. It's Vern Felt. What a good name for a pool player. It's like it was meant to be. Remember, on the backside, this is a race to 6. You know, you guys may have watched a little bit earlier. Front sides races to 8. Back sides races to 6. Seen some of the races to 8 take a little bit of time, but justifiably so. $250 entry. Looks like 2,500 plus 700, 3,200 plus 1,250, 4,450 for first. It's worth taking the extra second. If you guys missed it earlier, viewership been fluctuating a little bit. Not a ton of you in here just yet, but if you missed it earlier, we are down to the final 6. Loser side match, guaranteed 4th if you win. B-side match, as some like to call it. I say call it what it is. We all lost. We're back here for a reason. But this is a loser side match. Final 6. Everybody in the money. It's always nice to hear after a long weekend of grinding. Obviously, everybody left in the tournament looking at that first place victory, but you know, just make that backhand a little bit lighter when you know you're guaranteed a little bit of your money back. Man, Judge had to jump pretty well. He actually had to jump that ball quite a bit. There's 2 elements of that shot. You had to jump it quite a bit to get over the 10, and on top of that, as far as he had to jump it, the cue ball seemed like it was going to be jumping coming into the 1. It was difficult to keep the cue ball and the 1 ball on the table from there, and he obviously pretty well versed in his jump cue. Saw him point at something. I wonder if he did call that 10 just in case. May have been playing safe the whole way, but may have been part of the intention. Call the 10 just in case, and if not, maybe get behind it. I am going to take a second to look at the bracket, see where we are at. 254. Looks like off to our side, we have Eric Smith and Mark Fernandez playing each other. That's a 518 playing a 523. It's another B-side match. Eric looks like he's up 1-0. They started appears to be 8 minutes after this match, so keep an eye on that as we move forward. Nice stroke there from Vern. Look good getting through that ball. Stay down, follow through. Consistent stroke throughout. Sometimes you see people on day 2 or when the match kind of develops a little bit, gets a little deeper. Sometimes I notice that players get a touch more jabby or a little bit more jumpy. Looked real confident over that ball. I think the last couple wins giving him a little bit of confidence here. Another nice stroke. If he could be able to get out of these 4 balls here, he should be in the driver's seat. Got all the momentum. I personally prefer getting above this 9. Just playing a high ball, maybe a touch or left if the angle calls for it. And just getting above it. I don't love shooting this 9 all the way up on this table. I don't mind on the 4.5-inch pockets, but this one, the closer pocket's always better for me. Yeah, that's kind of why I mentioned a touch of left. Straight high ball. Kind of put him in a tough spot. Looks like he called the 10 there. He's going to bank the 9 into the 10. At least he's going to try to. Make sure your cue ball separates as well. Your cue ball up table. Man, I didn't want to leave the 9 hanging though. Man, it looks like Brad's one good stroke away from tying this thing up 2-2. Simple as this looks, you gotta hit it right. Especially, it looks like he's trying to stop this ball. Especially if you're trying to stop the ball. Gotta hit dead center pocket. Yeah, big missed opportunity there for Brad. A lot of pressure though. You've been grinding all weekend. You made it deep into Sunday, deep into day 2. You're a couple wins away from really doing some damage in this tournament. Now you're on the stream for, I don't know if he was on the stream yesterday, but maybe the first time in this tournament. Well, the good news is he didn't leave it very easy. A lot of distance, left his cue ball on the rail. Don't know if the side pocket comes into play if you try to roll this 9 in, which I don't know that that's what he's going to do. Sometimes he can cross this, bring the cue ball back to where it's at. And he went after it. It may cost him a little bit of a cut on the 9, but we've seen Vern come with a few shots recently. Don't think I like my odds here on Brad. Yeah, that's a nice stroke. Good shot there. And what could have been 2-2. It's going to result in a 2-game separation, 3-1, and Vern's going to need 3 more to put this thing away. Good shot. Yeah, both players joking around a little bit. Good to see him in good spirits. say this very often, but kind of a slow Sunday for bullshitters. A lot of times when I'm in here on a Sunday, it just seems like the whole entire bar is packed. I know it's still a little early. It's 3:30. Imagine here in a couple hours it's gonna fill up, but sometimes, I mean, sometimes you come in here on a Sunday afternoon and you have trouble finding a table. Yeah, pretty good break there. Just lost his cue ball a little bit. Kind of a glancing blow off that rack. Kind of warrants a little bit more movement on the cue ball side to side. That one got away. Now it's trying to get from the 1 to the 3. Shoot the combo or try and get there from here, from the 1. Yeah, there was a few different ways to get on that 3 from where he's at. I'm a little confused. He's, yeah, I think his plan the whole time was really just get a look at it, play safe on the 3. I think he's trying to hit that 3 full, bank it 2 rails up, maybe use the 4 and the 10. Just let it get away from him a little bit, but a few different ways to get on that 3. I'm a little surprised he didn't try to, or at least if he did, he really came up quite a bit short. For what I've seen from Brad, that's a little surprising. Kind of a dangerous shot here. That side pocket does come into play off the 6. Oh man, he hit it great. But if you hit that 6 just full enough, that side pocket comes into play. He actually drew off of it, so it came into the 6 a little bit thinner. Allowed for him to hold for the 4 and take that ball out of play. I mean, that pocket out of play. Another good shot. Another good look on the 6. 2 really good shots in a row from Brad. Pretty good answer back. Let's see if we can put one on the board and give Vern a little something to think about. Don't have to do too much here. You can just roll this in if you want. Leave yourself the angle on the 8. Just like that. That's a good shot. Even though it is a little bit more distance. 8's close enough. Shouldn't have too much trouble with it. It's just don't want to lose your cue ball here. You don't want the 10 ball on the play. You don't want to lose your cue ball. Oh, say it ain't so. Oh my gosh, I had to say something. Well, he might have an edge of this 9, and if not, this isn't the worst spot in the world to try and kick the 9 ball up 2 rails. Hey, he's going to the jump cue. I think I prefer the kick. So you kick to the side rail and underneath. Then the 9 ball kind of hits the side rail over by the side pocket and goes up there to the second diamond. Now, pretty much same effect. That's what he was going for with the jump. Felt he was a little bit more reliable to do it that way, and that's a good shot. Separation is what you're going for there. I think I hear too many people when they bring out the jump stick. They say their intention is always to make it. I think Brad played that well. Recognized he just said if I hit this side of the ball, it gives me the best opportunity for safe. I'm sure Brad would prefer to be anywhere but the rail, but definitely happy to have it after what he left himself on the 9 in the previous shot. So definitely a better look. He's really jacking up on this ball. That tells me he's pretty straight. He can't go forward with it. Or at least he. Yeah. It's another one of those ones. These long shots that are pretty straight. Obviously, he tried to jack up and draw that one a little bit, or maybe just stop it and keep it out of the pocket. But if there's anything that I think maybe Brad can take away from this match, is those long shots where he's had to play a little bit of pace or had to stop the cue ball a little bit. Maybe something to take back to the workshop, work on a little bit. Definitely one you got to have in your repertoire consistently. Yeah, a little bit of a gift for Brad here. Tried to shoot it, missed it by a pretty decent margin. 2 rails laid up on the side. Little drawback to the center of the table, and 10 ball next should do it for Brad if he can pull it off. Not a whole lot that can go wrong unless you underdraw it and have a crazy back cut, but that'll work. Should be just fine. Stay down and watch it hit the back of the pocket. Nope. Oh, I'm ruining careers back here. That's what I do. I can't help it. Can't help but think the pressure is mounting on the players a little bit. Not the easiest shot in the world, but I think Brad himself will tell you he's heavy favorite to make that one. Now he's gonna get another look. He's gonna get another good look. Awfully thin on that 10, and that's why the cue ball came bouncing back and forth. I'm not gonna say it. I'm pulling for Brad on this one. Always pulling for the guy that missed the first one and gets another look. So I've been there. Miss the first one, get another look. Miss the second one, you might as well. Well, I've been through a couple cues. Let's just put it that way. Shaft specifically. Turns out a little tension on the shaft in the wrong way. Doesn't make it usable anymore. All right, third break that we've seen from Brad. Not bad. 9 ball down. Looks like he's going to have a look on the one. Maybe not. Nope. That's always the case. It's always the last ball rolling that gets you. Pretty good looking table had he got a look on the one from there. I'm definitely trying to leave it long and wrong here. Well, I don't mind that push. Left him jacked up over the 10. It really limits what kind of English you can put on the ball and really gives you a little bit less accuracy coming into the one if you choose to try and play safe. I think I'm trying to put this cue ball on the 3 here. Bank the one up. Put the cue ball on the 3. A really good effort there. It looks like Brad. I don't think he's got a window, but it looks like Brad, if he chooses to jump this, he only has to come over an edge of the 3, so really doesn't have to get up as quick as you think. Still, 3's still pretty close, but I think this is a much more manageable jump than may appear on camera. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, nod of the head. Yep, and there. Good shot goes unrewarded again. The balls are laying good outside that 5-8. Hate to play combos on this table. I like to be in a spot where you got under the 5 and chop the 5 all the way up, but with where the 4's sitting right now, that doesn't make it the easiest task. You know, these are things if you're Vern, and you may have planned it earlier on, but these are things if you're Vern, you have to know exactly where you want to get on this 4 to get on the 5 next. Kind of rushed into that 3 thinking, you know, maybe his intention was always to get this angle, or maybe go down with forward, go to the rail, shoot the 5 all the way up. I don't know. He's able to get there just going forward with it. Looked like a little bit more angle on that, but gotta definitively know your routes. 3 balls ahead. Forcing angles on this table is not easy. Can make it a whole lot easier on yourself if you're always on the good side of the ball, which is way easier said than done. And that was really the worst result for Brad. He left the 5 over here near the 6. And it's hanging in front of a hole. Likely see Vern either stop this or just roll it in. I like a little bit of angle so you can get off this rail down here. It's not too bad. It's got a slight angle. Yeah, you can go forward 2 rails for the 7. Like that. Just not too much pace on the 6. Now, center of the table should be just fine here for Brad. Just roll it into position. Yeah, may have caught that one a touch thin. Keyboard went a little further than he wanted and went a little bit, if you're watching the camera from the camera angle, went a bit further left than he wanted. Yeah, that's a good shot. It's a similar shot to what Vern had. I think it was in the first rack that I thought he should have cut. He ended up banking it. Pretty simple result. A few good strung together shots here. Should be able to tie this one up for Brad. I don't want to jinx him again. Oh my god, I'm doing it. Oh. Oh, it's brutal back here, boys. Feel for him. Yeah, may have laid up another gift. Yep. Looks pretty good in the side. Not the biggest pocket to shoot in, but at least it's close to the hole, so that gives you a little bit of added security. I like to see a nice little confident stroke here. Not hard, but, you know, just follow through. Watch this thing hit the back of the pocket. Oh, he went in the corner. Wow, that 10 ball really came off the rail. This table's got a little bit of a lean towards the bar. Bar's off to our right. 10 ball almost immediately. Well, he's got a similar shot. See if he's able to make the adjustment here. Don't want to overcompensate. Oh, he did the exact same thing, just a little bit more pace. And once again, the 10 ball really deviating away from that rail, making it hard. Oh, that's a good shot. Isn't that kind of funny? The two or three easier shots, and then you get the tough back cut across 9 feet of table and you just spear it in like it's got eyes. All right, that'll do it. Kind of a prolonged 3-3. Could have done it the first time there, Brad. No, I'm just kidding. I guess I don't mind him going in the corner when you have the side there, because the side does play tight from where he's at. But got away with it. All right, seen a lot of back and forth in this match. Oh, how about that for a break? One, two, three, four balls down. He's got the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. If you can see this 4, a little bit of a long shot on this table, but if you can see this 4, enough of it to make it, there is a run of brewing. Yeah, it was always going to be tough, but I like going for the opening shot, especially because we've seen multiple innings at the table from both sides. You got to feel good about your chances getting back to the table. Of course, we have seen Vern string together a few balls at a time, so Nate Johnson says that's 3, sir. Respectfully, of course. You talking about me calling him? You talking about me saying, "Oh yeah, no problem with this one. There's no chance that he can miss this." Yeah, do that a lot. If you haven't watched my commentary, I've been doing it the last couple years or so, and I have an act for that. Yeah, I had one. It was Eric. Gosh, forgive me if I say your last name wrong. Eric Cairos, and he was playing on a bar box, and he left his cue ball in the middle of the table on a bar box, and I think he was playing 9 ball, and the 9 ball was maybe 4 inches from the hole, and it wasn't straight, but you had to cut it maybe like 10 degrees. I mean, it was 100%er, and I don't say 100% very often. It was 100%er, and I had mentioned something. I was like, I was like, I was like, I know I've commentator cursed a few people. I know I've called some bad shots in my life. I'm like, but this is absolutely 100% shot. He's never missed this shot since he's been 12 years old. It's almost impossible outside of a miscue. I just don't see how he can do it. I'm just gonna go out and say this rack is over, and I marked the game, and he ended up missing it, and it was one of the most embarrassing moments of my entire life. But it was funny. I didn't tell him, and he went back and he watched the match. He really made me wear that one the next time I saw him. Gosh, that ball really looked like it was down. That deep shelves on these pockets, really all of them, but they become especially apparent on this one. Well, that'll play. Not ideal. I guess it's not terrible, but I mean, not really where you wanted to be. You'd like to be off the rail a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of movement there after the stroke. He knew Mishit it a little bit early on. I always thought that was strange. A lot of people say, "Oh, you jumped up on that." It's like, sometimes you do. Like if you jump up on it, like I would say 70% of the time someone jumps up on a shot is after the stroke when they realize that they mishit it versus when everyone's like, "Oh, you jumped up, that's why you missed it." It's like, no, the jump up generally jumping up is a result of you knowing you mishit it because you see the ball go offline or you know you mishit it. Sometimes people get a little antsy and jump up, and I get that, and sometimes that's the result or the cause of why people miss. But I think it's one of the biggest misconceptions of pool that jumping up is the reason you miss it. It is, but it isn't. It doesn't happen as often as you think. All right, halfway through this match, 3-3, race to six. Let me peek at this other match for you for those that are interested. Match going on just to my right, I believe. You have Eric Smith and Mark Fernandez. The score in that match is 2-1 Eric. Now, obviously, you got 3-3 here. But I will scroll up a little bit. Playing for the hot seat, you got Law and Eric Culpepper. Law was able to take down, let me see here. Law was able to take down Brad Rickle 8-5 to make it to the hot seat match. And Eric Culpepper took down Mark Fernandez 8-7. So, I'm sure that match will be coming up soon. Obviously, we're going to play out a little bit of this backside. There's 4 players left on the backside right now. Definitely trying to cut that one thin. Just missed it. A little fortunate to catch it on the rail, but coming back. And a lot fortunate to high pin on the 7. Kind of difficult spot. If you want to kick at this 1 or 2 rails straight back, you got to get over the 7, and that's going to be a little bit more difficult with the bridge. These ones with the bridge are real touchy because it's like you just play a touch of left or a touch of right and really throw your shot offline. Oh, that was a really good shot. Like using that second rail there. Makes that 6 play a little bit bigger. And followed up by another good shot. Cue ball coming into the 10, but gotta rearrange the furniture a little bit here. He's quick on the 8. He's already decided he's gonna play safe on this one. Come off the left side and get up table. That's not ideal. You need a lot more pace there. You need the 8 ball to at least get further off that rail and your cue ball to get all the way up to the top rail there. Good shot there. Little face there from Vern. Like he got a little just because he's on the rail, but you know what? I'm not saying nothing. Yeah, you see, that's all it is. I just gotta stop talking when I get down to 10. I am going to leave fair and honest match for these guys moving forward. I'm not putting that juju in the air anymore. You guys are on your own on the 10. I'll just hang up the headset. Anyways, Burn 2 away, going up 4-3. Brad needing 3 more. Can't be too upset if you're Brad. You got down 3-1, tied it up 3-3. You let him take this last one, but you have fought your way back and you have made this a battle. So try and keep it tight. Thank you, Vern, for updating the score. Appreciate everybody that plays on stream and updates the score through their phone. A lot of times, sometimes we don't have access to changing the score from back here. So when you are on the stream table, we do ask that you use the digital pool app. It's directly integrated with what we have back here. So what it shows on your phone is what the score shows for the people back at home. Makes our jobs easier. Keeps an accurate score for everybody else. And we appreciate it. Small thing that I don't think I've ever acknowledged, but does mean a lot. Natalie, hey there, Dustin. Brad's been shooting good this weekend. I'm a fan. He's a cool player from Tucson. That's awesome. Yeah, I briefly got to meet him a little bit off of camera. Seems like a really cool dude. Definitely been playing some good pool. Can't fault anyone for the result of what happens on these tables. And these tables make the best look like they've never picked up a pool cue before, and I think these guys are handling their own. Yeah, real good shot from there. Don't think he's going to be able to avoid not running on the 10 here, which isn't the worst thing in the world. It just not going to get much movement out of the cue ball. And you don't want the 10 ball to hit the rail and come back and get in your life and save you from the 5. Looks like he's trying to draw out of it. That's okay. Yeah, real good shot. I'm sure I'll allow him to clip off, kind of glance off the 10, get a bit closer to the 5. Now he's calling the combo. Like the shot. Shoot the shot. Let the 5 drift down towards the corner pocket, towards the top left corner if you're looking at the camera. Don't hit it too hard. Just let it drift down there, just like that. You see that 5 ball roll off. This table's really leaning towards the bar. Must be really difficult to play one pocket on this table if you're on this bottom left pocket, because anything banked towards that pocket wants to kind of roll away from it. It's funny. I got a wrench in my car. I can absolutely adjust the leg a little bit. I'm just kidding. Not gonna do that. I noticed that roll off. I noticed that roll off about 6 months ago. I'm kind of surprised it hasn't really been addressed as much as players play on this table, as many tournaments as we play. I know a vast majority of players know it. I just mentioned it for you at home that doesn't see it. Not a big deal, especially if the cue ball, if the object ball's not just trickling in the pocket, but most balls go in the pocket with a little bit of speed. Yeah, he might get away with this one. He's got a good stack with the 7, 9, 10 ball to hide behind the 6. We're going to see Vern's jump stroke from here. Trying to jump across the table. This is asking a lot, but if you do make this, cue ball's headed in a pretty good direction to get good shape on the 7. And just kind of cross it a little bit. Not the worst result. Likely going to have another look at the table, but whether or not you like it, I don't know yet. Brad's got a pretty good opportunity to play it safe a few different ways. You could skim it on the right side and use the stack that way. You could come off the left side, use the stack to block the 6 from the other way. Bank it 2 rails just like that, get under it. That'll work. Multiple ways to play safe as big as that cluster plays. Oh, that's brutal. That's going to leave Brad a chance. Yeah, I like where he's going with this ball. You want to shoot this. Control and follow is a lot easier than control and draw. Like this shot. I almost like coming to the rail and off of it a little bit. Don't love that because you may be forced to go into the 10 here or the 9 if you just choose to go forward. But if you go into the rail and out, you take the 9 out of the equation completely or the 10 out of the equation completely. He's going to get away with it here. He's got a look on the 9. I mean, he's obviously got a little cut, but I think you're left a much easier out had you not really had to mess with those balls. And bridge adds a little bit of difficulty to the shot. You guys know us as pool players, we don't practice the bridge very often. Oh, and that's just the worst result. Unless the 9 is a little beyond the point and not in the pocket, that's really not what you want there. Really seen Vern come down here and take a peek at the 9. He must be hanging in that pocket there. Yeah, I think if you commit to going at the 9 like that, I think you really got to kind of let your cue ball loose, come around the table with a few rails to get on the 10. I think a tough shot on the 10. Well, didn't make it look that way. And he's just fine. He's holding the pose a little bit, but he'll be all right. That's going to put him on the hill 5-3. Pretty pretty good effort there from Brad cutting that 9 ball with the bridge. Really just came up a touch short. But proved to be enough to cost him there. And got to take hats off to Vern on that 10 ball shot. I mean, that's a huge shot there. You miss that shot, you tie it up 4-4, you make it. Really create separation between you and your opponent. Critical shot. All right, here comes the break. One ball down. Where's the 2? He's got to look at it. Little cluster over there. 4, 6, 8, 3, 7. He's got work. Doesn't look like he quite got away with that one. It looks like Brad's got a look on this too. As you can see in your top left, once again, winner guaranteed 4th. Oh, that's a good shot, but touch unrewarded. I think a little glance off the 4 there. Doesn't have a sliver of the 3. He's going to have to kick at it. But winner guaranteed 4th, loser going home, taking 5th, 6th. 6 players left. 2 guys playing to my right. Yeah, missed it all together. Apologize for not paying a little bit more attention. I'm a little bit new to the rules of this tournament. I'm not sure if there's 3 foul, but I think if there was, it may be worth trying to sneak in an extra foul here if you're Vern. I know Tim, he doesn't always play it. And he says sometimes he runs into players where that's all they try to do is get 3 fouls and kind of prolongs the tournament a little bit. So not 100%. If one of you guys in the comments know, please let me know. Otherwise, I can pull up the flyer here in a little bit. Nicole said, I wish there was 3 foul. Yep, there it is. No 3 foul. I don't know. Some people argue that, the 3 foul rule takes a little bit more time. I'm kind of on the other side of that because sometimes you break and there's just a huge cluster on that side. Like, let's say your opponent breaks and they scratch, and then there's just a cluster of like 5 balls, and you're gonna have back and forth for the next 15 minutes. Well, sometimes you can steal an easy 3 foul and get that game over with in 2 or 3 or 4 minutes. But yeah, I think it's the people that abuse that power or abuse that privilege, whatever you want to call it. Those are the ones that kind of ruin it for us. Not calling anyone out. I'm sure you all can think of 2 or 3 though. Another update on this table right next to me. It's the other one loss side match. Woo! That makes that 8 extremely difficult from where he's at. See if he can come with a stroke here. The table to my right, Eric Smith and Mark Fernandez. Eric is down 2-3. They're falling a touch behind. It looks like they just broke their 6th rack. Here we're on our 9th. It did start, looks like about 6-7 minutes after. Decent safety attempt there from Vern, but doesn't look like he got him with the 10. Now, not a bad shot there. Looks like the short stick's going to be coming out, but not a bad shot. Looks like 8's got coverage for the 7. It's another one of those jumps. Just a little bit of distance here. Got to keep both balls on the table and still clear the 8. Got a little bit of room after that 8, so maybe you can kind of catch it on that second bounce and keep everything afloat. I was about to say something I didn't mean, but I was about to say, this is about as straightforward of a jump as you're really going to get. Outside of the distance, you really just clear that 8. You can hit the 7 a few different ways and still make it. But, of course, you got to clear the 8 first. Kind of an interesting shot there. Loaded up with inside. Held it on this side of the 8. That's just fine. It seemed a bit interesting how much you force that cue ball into the rail. You can kind of take a little bit off of that. Maybe play a touch less inside and still get the same result. But worked out. And Brad trying to show Vern that he's still here. Trying to bring this thing within 1. A little bit of pressure on this 10. We know this is kind of a do or die. This is a stay alive in this tournament. He missed a few 10 balls. We've seen a few missed 10 balls in this match thus far, but not that one. Ice in his veins. 4-5. When I'm in this position, when I've been in Brad's spot, we all have. When you're down, if you find yourself down 2 or 3 or 4 or 1 or whatever it is, and your opponent gets to the hill, my main focus, obviously you take it one game at a time, but my main focus, at least for myself, is just get to the hill. Make it hill. You fight your way one game at a time. Just make it hill because anything can happen in a hill match. And to be honest, if you make it all the way back, if you're 3 games back and you make it hill, you have all the momentum coming in. You got your opponent a little bit shook coming into it. You've been there as the opponent. You've been there when you're up big on a guy and then he wins 3 or 4 or 5 games in a row, and then all of a sudden you're sitting there and you're like, oh my gosh, he could actually win this thing. I've been on cruise control. No, it's a lot. Very mental game. Big advocate of what you can do to your opponent mentally. Tend to feed off of smelling blood in the water. If your opponent shows a little frustration or a little bit of they miss 2 balls in a row and they seem a little flustered, that I'll take one. They seem a little flustered. Yep, you got it. Oh, yeah, gotta let that fuel you. Not in like a mean way, just know you got them by the ropes. Make it hurt. Pretty good save there, but I think he may be able to see an edge. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like you can see an edge. I don't think you can see the whole ball, but maybe come across the top of it, cross it. Oh, that was almost really good if you called that. I have a little bit of trouble getting a decent look on this three back here. I think I'm really just going for a look. I'm coming off the right side of it, coming down. Really, what he just did there, giving myself a look to play safe. Now he's calling the bank. Don't love it because getting on the four from here isn't easy. Yeah, few different ways to play safe. I like coming off the right side of that three, leaving it where it's at. A few different places to put the cue ball. Maybe even use the 10 or maybe come around the table and use one of the balls up table. It's that cue ball rolling a little bit off to the right, but it's just fine. It's like the players next to us are looking for the bridge, and it looks like both bridges are underneath the table here. Pretty good. Vern's got a chance to get out from here. Ball's like really well, especially with a hanging where it is. He's just deciding which side of the 7 he wants to get in. I anticipate he's just going to roll it forward a little bit. Don't want to nudge the 8 on the way in and make the 8 tough. Just roll it in. Take your angle on the 7. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's a good shot. Could have tried to leave the 8 for the side, but wanted to take the 9 and 10 out of his life completely. Just a little bit more difficult on an 8, but can prove to be rewarding if you put this 8 ball down here. Like rolling forward, leaving yourself the 9 in the side. Just like that. Yeah, real good run. This may be maybe the best run of the match if he can clear these last 2 balls. Little funny with the cue ball wanting to go away from the 10, but he may be able to draw back to the side rail and out and hold it. Leave it over there by the side pocket. Yeah, that'll do. Just chose to draw it a little. It's a little fuller than I thought. Maybe he threw it in. Feeling fairly comfortable today. I got a chair with a back. It's gonna be a good day. This could do it. Yep, that'll do it. Vern, moving on. Brad, good tournament, my man. Fifth, sixth. Looks like 500 plus 125, 625 for fifth, sixth. I know it's a little rough now. I'm sure you can take some positives from it moving on and moving forward. But congratulations on a tough tournament, or a well fought tournament, I guess you could say. Anyways, that match is over. I'm sure we'll have one for you here shortly. For any of you guys still following, match to my right, the other B-side match going on. Loser getting fifth, sixth, winner guaranteed fourth. Looks like it's 2-3 still. So, anyways, I'll be back soon. All right, check, check, check. Sounds good. All right, looks like we're getting started. You got Lawrence, we call him Law, so you're gonna hear me refer to him as Law against Eric Culpepper. This is the hot seat match. Winner side. Winner of this takes the hot seat, guaranteed to play in the finals for first and second. Loser, guaranteed third, has to play the winner of. So there's a match going on to my right now. That's still Eric Smith and give me 1 second. Eric Smith and Mark Fernandez, the winner of that. Mark's up 4-2 in a race to 6. Winner of that is going to play Vern, and the winner of Vern and that match is going to play the loser of this one you're watching right here. So we've got one. I guess after that match ends, 2, 3 matches left potentially, unless there's a double dip situation in our future. We'll see. Fernando says, "Let's go, Law." Man, here we go, 0-0. This is a different race. Like on the backside I mentioned, it's a race to 6. Front side races to 8. Remember, this is a $250 entry tournament. 520 and under, 10 ball on the 9-footers. Looks like we're going to finish this thing out on the pit tables. I say all that information. Tim's done a good job of providing all that information on your screen. I'm just used to saying it, so there's that. Pretty good payout for first. Everybody is all in. Once this match ends to my right, there'll be 4 players left. Yeah, so let's get into it. Seen a little bit of Eric Culpepper's game before. You mentioned to me that I commentated one of his matches a while back. I remembered a few of the words I had said in the commentary. We had a decent laugh over it, but I think I had made some comment about his temperament, how you can't tell if he's up or down or left or right. He's kind of always mellow over the ball. I think was the comment that he made, and I'm trying to make an effort to hold for the 3, and an effort to do so. Just maybe a little bit too much focus on the cue ball and not the 2 ball going down. Well, you got 2 options here. You can make the 2, place them left, come out 2 rails for the 3, or you can hold it with a little bit of inside. Just keep that same line and come out. Yeah, you try to play left and come 2 rails. Pretty good chance here from Eric. Little draw, come out to the side rail and out. It's got a little bit angle, not a lot. So this one gets a little tricky. Because if you try to force this ball, sometimes if you try to cheat it too much, it wants to stay up. I like a nice smooth stroke here. Yeah, that was good. Really good. Got that stroke down well. That kind of forced draw to the side rail and out. Now I watched Eric play a little bit when I first got here. He came with a few good shots, but looking a little bit more polished here. Good way to start his run. Not taking anything for granted. Making sure he's on the right side of the ball. Looks good from here. Looks like he's trying to straight draw out of this. Yeah, a little bit too much. He's might have to come back and forth with this cue ball a little bit. Maybe a couple times, depending on how thin he is on the 7. Don't have to be perfect on the 8. The 8's close enough to a hole, and you like a little bit of angle on the 8 anyway, so I wouldn't be too focused on the cue ball. I think if it's me, not that I'm ever right, but if it's me, I'm really focused on making sure the 7 ball goes down. Yeah, real good shot, good speed control. Pretty good angle, and I like shooting this 9 all the way up. He's got the angle to do that. Don't get too cute. Yeah, I didn't quite get there, but close enough. Greg, my man, how are you? I'm good. I would say didn't quite get there. You can definitely see the 9. Now, this is one of those ones, you kind of want to, that I don't know which one's the angel and which one's the devil, but the devil on your shoulder says, let's cut this ball all the way up and run these out. And the angel says, no, let's lay up. Let's just play this one rail up to the top rail, force our opponent to do something. But when you stroke it like that, don't do it to him. Oh, that is absolutely brutal. Looks like first game going to law. But real good stroke. You know, and I'm kind of the same way, but me and Tim, he has a saying he'd rather go down swinging, myself included. I like shooting that ball that way. I think he may have needed to play a touch of left just to hold that angle, unless he played some unintentional right. I'm not sure. Didn't see the angle of the shot, but I like a touch of left just to guarantee that cue ball really doesn't scare the side pockets. All right, 1-0. All right, a lot of break. A lot of players break from closer to the center of the table. That's pretty traditional when it comes to 10 ball. See breaks like that. You like to watch the second row of balls, the 6 and the 8, see if they track towards the side, especially with these template racks. 6 is down, 8 is down. Look on the 1. Definitely. That's a great break there from Law. You can tell he's probably put a little bit of work into it. 4 ball got a little funny on him, but that is tomorrow's problem. He's got 3 balls to address before then. Crazy. Maybe there isn't enough room. It sounds crazy. I almost try to kick underneath this ball. I call the side pocket, kick underneath it. Doesn't look like it on camera, but there's a little bit of room between that rail and the 1. Friendly little bump there on the 2. Didn't have to wind up so well, but it did. Now Law taking a peek to see if the 3 passes 9. I do believe it does, but, he may also be considering what angle do I want on the 3 to either lay out for a safe on the 4 or maybe break out that cluster. Which is a little tough because if you shoot this, hey, now it looks like he's cutting it on the side. Maybe trying to manufacture an angle. Well, I'll tell you what, if he can back cut this 3, into the corner, may be able to clip the 10 with some low and break out that stack. Oh, he might be calling the 10 here. I think he pointed at it. Not the worst idea because that 3 ball is going up table. If you don't hit it, of course, if you hit it too hard, it wants to come back to this side of the table. But yeah, he's going into this 10. No. He was watching it the whole way. He was going for it. Just miss hit it a bit. Now 4 ball is Eric's problem. See what he can come up with here. Well, I'm interested. Maybe the 4 passes. I don't. Maybe there's enough of a gap there, unless he. I don't know. Gonna watch and learn something here for sure. Well, Law's taking a peek to see if he's seeing the edge of this 4. And we've seen Law. He's actually pretty good at the. This is pretty straightforward if you're just trying to masse to go for a hit. But he's pretty good at the masse shot going for hits, just in case you can't see an edge of it. Yeah, you see him jacking up. Play a little right, try to swerve this thing into the 4. I like it. Seen him get quite a few hits this way today, and I haven't even seen that many racks played by him, but I definitely something he prefers over maybe a jump over an edge of the ball. He feels more comfortable with that. He's gonna go over to Law, ask him if he wants him to watch it. Law points to his eyes, indicates yes. Tim, get up. And here he comes. If it's that close, I may even consider just stopping my cue ball behind that 9 and banking that 4. Nope, not if you can hit it that good. Great shot. But, if the bad hit is really even in play, a lot of times I take that out of the equation and play safe. Looked like he had plenty of room from after he hit it. Eric looks good from here. I know I'm doing it again, guys. Sorry if you're an Eric fan, but no way you can't get out of this rack, right? See if he's got an extension in the bag. Sure does. Oh, no, he's got a bridge in his bag. Obviously doesn't like the one under the table. Doesn't have to do anything with this, so don't mind the bridge here. A little decel there. Almost compromised the ball from going in the pocket, but no prob. Rolling that ball in. Don't mind that. Pretty good shot. Left him off the rail. Pretty comfortable cueing from the rail to the cue ball. Pocket this 10. See what he does. See, a lot of people kind of draw this ball and send the cue ball around the table a few rails, or you can just play the straight high ball. See that a lot too. Oh, it's gonna get away with it a little bit. I don't like the thin hit safe here, but he's calling the bank. Not that you really plan on missing this ball, but I've always kind of a recent thing I've started doing. If you do miss this, you do want to miss it a little. If you're looking at the camera a little bit to the right, that way it kind of comes up maybe 2.5 diamonds up, and you leave your opponent a tough shot, kind of like this. Don't want it to sneak up to the side pocket, but you leave your opponent a tough shot, like that shot there. You bank it just a little bit short. I'm not saying that's your intention. You obviously want to make it. You want to shoot to make it, but definitely favor one side over the other, because if you hit that side rail, you sell out every day of the week and twice on Sunday. And it just happens to be Sunday, so bad news. Oh, really good shot. There's nothing really easy about that. Was able to pinch the ball on the rail at the same time. Went right down the rail, and Eric going up or tying it 1-1. First one's the hardest. Not a big fan of the shirt. Gotta be honest. It's got a bunch of blue nonsense on it. It says beast mode or something. I don't even know. Sounds pretty lame to me. Wonder if he was playing my last two East versus West. I was on the A team. If he played when I was playing, because the first time I played, uh, it was it's a crazy coincidence. We just went out there and absolutely dominated and swept them. Or maybe the second time I was playing, where we went out there and it was a little bit tougher because we absolutely dominated him. Not sure which one it was, but maybe he was out there one of those times. I'll have to ask him what years he was playing the East versus West. Yeah, I mean, you see some of these players that come out of the East side, you'd kind of be thinking that they're giving them tax breaks for putting the handicap on the team. But anyways, back to the game. I got to entertain myself a little bit back here. It's gonna be a long day, boys. All right, we got some trouble this rack. Eric knows that. I know that. Looks like we're gonna have a little back and forth here. Let's check on this table next to us while we get into a little safety battle here. So I'm assuming that's what we're gonna do. Mark Fernandez going up 5-3. He needs one more to advance. The winner of that, obviously playing Vern on the backside. The winner of, if Mark does proceed to win, the winner of Mark and Vern is going to play the loser of this match. And that will be for what I believe is third, fourth. Oh, these guys obviously looking for the trophy at the end of the day. I don't think there's a trophy for this, but you know what I mean. Looking to come away with the W here, but that being said, it's always a little easier playing knowing that you're guaranteed third, even if you lose your next two matches, which would just be an absolute worst case scenario for them. They're planning, either one of these guys, if they lose, they're planning to make it back to the finals. But, you know, guaranteed a little bit of money. Makes the travel somewhat worth it. If you do finish third, you make $13.50. You make it all the way back to the finals and lose the finals. Second place would be $2,000. And first place, once again, is $4,450. Beats the sweatshop for much less than that. A little decel there from Eric. Never really looked committed to that jump. No follow through, no real pop. Didn't have enough acceleration through the cue ball to really get a jump out of it, so kind of resulted in just running into the three there. And you did see a little body movement coming through. Just nitpicky stuff that if you go back and watch, maybe something to look out for. Funny little story about Law, if you guys don't know. Forgot the tournament that we played in. Gosh, I'm trying to go back and think of it. Forgive me. I think it was out of town. I could be wrong. Yeah, no, it was out of town. May have been New Mexico. Let's call it New Mexico. I don't know. Law can correct me on this later, but one of Law's buddies, his name is Chase. He's got like his pilot's license or whatever the politically correct term for it is. He's got his pilot's license and was like, "Hey, Law, you want to come out here? Come out to New Mexico and shoot in a tournament with me?" He's like, "Fly," and he's like, "Oh yeah, sure, man, that'd be a great experience." And from the words of Law, it was one of the absolute most terrifying experiences of his entire life. Like, it was so bad. He was like, "Thanks, dude. I'm gonna find my way back home." And he actually ended up flying back with Chase. So he actually threw some stones and flew back with him. But I think we were sitting around, and Chase was like, "Well, if he doesn't go, do you want to go, Justin?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, man." He kind of made that sound intimidating, and he was like, "Well, maybe I will." And he ended up doing it, but thought it was hilarious. TX in the chat. Hi. Hi, how are you? Yeah. Too much of a stroke got him in a little bit of trouble there. Like the way he shot it. Just a little extra sauce on that one. Kind of really got into that ball, maybe a little too much. I got a little fortunate there. Got a roll. Covered up the 7. I'm good for a minute, thanks. It's really nice. Servers do take good care of me back here in the booth. So I remember when I first started coming around, and like as soon as you put on the headset, it's like the servers don't want to come around and like interrupt you. And then with time, kind of realize they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm still a customer back here. Yeah, I missed that one. Ball in hand. Now Eric's got a chance. Good chance. See what kind of angle he likes for this 8 to get back on the 9. Don't love straight. Let's see what he comes up with. See even where he's pointing right there. I guess that's not the worst. Yeah, that's not bad. A little bit of angle on this will be just fine. Straight would be really be working the cue ball to get back to the 9. This live deserves 10K viewers. Oh, it's awfully nice of you. This is one of our lower rated tournaments, but it's been a lot of fun. Got some guys that are shooting some pretty good pool, especially on this table. 4 1/8 inch pockets, worn in cloth. You got the camera on you. You got a few people around watching. You got thousands of dollars in the pot. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Straight is brutal. You get straight, you really got to force that cue ball back. Get a little angle. Sometimes you can just use the rails to get you there. Maybe high inside. Come 2 rails out. If you're the other way, maybe just a straight high ball. What? No, Greg, you're the man. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I like that play there. Hit it much fuller than he wanted to work. He really wanted to just clip that ball and come up table. $520 and under? You mean 420? Nope. This is a 520 and under tournament. Tough conditions these guys are playing on. You know, it's funny. We watched. Wow, look at that shot. Oh, I thought he made it. Overcutting that ball is extremely difficult. No, I think we watched Bobby Emmons and Mitch play a race to 21. Both 700 plus players. And I think we counted like maybe 2 break and runs the entire set. Yeah, you can tell Eric really tried to spin that in with some inside. A lot of right English. Come rail first. Clip the rail. Slide the 9 in, but just caught a little ball first there. Now Law's got a chance to pocket a long ball from the rail. Likely still have a long shot on the 10, but I think it's worth taking on from here. He's jacking up a little bit. He's trying to stop this. I think the added difficulty of trying to jack up on this ball is really risky. Of course, I do it myself, so I don't live by what I preach, but because it looks cool when you do it, right? All right, calling the bank in the side. Yeah, there's two elements of that shot there. I obviously left it kind of hanging on the side there. It didn't have to wind up there, but called the bank, knowing that the cue ball was kind of beyond this bottom rail, and he was gonna probably leave it tough. That was pretty much the worst spot the 9 could have ended up, but I knew he was gonna at least had a high percentage chance of not leaving an easy shot on the 9, but didn't work out that way. Now Law's got a chance to, like I say, put that crooked number on the board here. Go up and down with the cue ball here. Come back to the 10. Shot. Speed control is a little long. He's going to have to settle for the side. That'll work. John Sanchez, well, you're a little higher skill level to jack up on that shot. Well, doesn't change the fact that it's really hard. That's funny. 420 helps when playing. For some people, yeah. I would say so. Oh, that'll work. Nice smooth stroke there from Law. It's almost like he intended on making that one. There we go, 2-1. Definitely not hard. Well, maybe you can teach me because not in my arsenal, bro. Oh, I'm watching preseason football. Have you guys seen that they have like the new like automated first down thing that comes out, kind of like they do in tennis, where it shows if the ball was inbounds or out of bounds. Instead of bringing the chains out, they like you know zoom in on the ball and tell you exactly where if they cross the line or not. They're just showing it right now. I think it's pretty cool. Speed up the game, make it fun. All right. I've been doing this a lot, but let's check in on the score right next to us. I'm eager to see if Mark is able to pull through. Mark and Eric, table 12, the one closest to the bar. It's just off to our right. You can probably see their feet a little bit from time to time. 4-5. Mark's still on the hill trying to close that thing out. Kind of let Eric back in that match over there. They still have good 7 balls on the table, so going to be watching that one pretty closely here. Try to keep you guys filled in over there, but got a few things going on. I know Tim's running a 500 and under qualifier over on alongside of this on the bar boxes. And if that's the one that I wonder if I think that might be the one that Roger Griggs is playing in. Yeah, I think he took the hot seat. Only 8 players in that one, but he's been sitting for a little bit, waiting for his chance to play. Maybe he did play the hot seat match already. I don't know. I know he was pretty fired up about it when I was sitting next to him earlier. Not quite there. Can't really get any movement hitting that one ball full like that. Until he's a little frustrated. He wanted that ball to come back to this side of the table, but now being jacked up, having to shoot this 8 feet across the table. And if he is trying to make it, no easy task. Yeah, that's a pretty good effort from there, but not going to get it done. Well, looks like Tim had to get back out of his seat to watch a hit on the table next to us. Always enjoy that. Tim's got a lot of one-liners. You always ask him to come up and watch a shot, and he always comes with something. No, that shot deserved better. Really cut that thing thin. Trying to hold his cue ball for the three, just ran out of a little bit of room there. Safe coming here, though. I think he's going to try and use this 4 or 5 somehow. Yeah, he was trying to hold it. Looked like he was trying to hold it behind the 4. Misjudged it a little bit, and now Law's got to look at the 3. He's got a, I think he's got a straight back on the 3 in the side. Yeah, that's what he's calling, but kind of impressed that he was able to bank that short, especially at that speed. Generally you see him play a little bit more pace to shorten it up, but he just played a straight high ball, tried to come out for the 4, really shortened it up a lot. Really surprised how much that checked up on him. Eric's taking a peek to see if this 3 passes a 9. I'm not sure if it does. It's kind of looking like it does. Yep, sure did. Good hit there, too. Had to jack up a little bit to ensure he didn't get the double hit. On the side table, Eric's got 4 relatively easy balls to tie it up 5-5 on a Hill match. But, like I mentioned a few times, nothing easy about these tables. See if we can pull it off. It's kind of funny. I was watching some people watch preseason football earlier, and the way that they take preseason football so seriously, borderline embarrassing, bro. A nice little stroke there from Law. Is he going to get there? Looks like he is. Great shot. Don't want to. Yeah, no, he doesn't have that, but I was about to say, you don't want to draw it on the side, but can't really draw it on the side from here. Maybe able to come back and forth with this if he's got enough angle, which it almost looks like he does. A little bottom back and forth. Yeah, looks like that was kind of his intention. Just really mishit that one. Looks like he left a window here for Eric. Not the window you wanted to leave either, because the seven's on this side of the table. That way, all Eric's got to do is focus on making this five. Little angle on the seven would be ideal, but not absolutely necessary. Yeah, pretty big miss there. Got to come with that one. Those are game winners right there. What's up, brother? I think you got to play safe here. I like coming off the right side of this five. Could come off the left side of it, use the 9 ball. Like coming off the right side just like that. Don't want to leave a look at the five. May see an edge. If he doesn't see an edge, he's got a good kick and stick opportunity here. Call the side just in case. Kick it up table. 2 rails up. Maybe use the 9 and 10 for coverage. I think he pointed at the corner like you can see an edge of this five. So let's see if he goes after it. Oh, no. He's trying to kick behind it. I'm looking for a much fuller hit on the five. I'll have to be cute with this ball. Could just stop it or maybe draw it back a little bit. Seven's close. Tend to miss this when you try to do too much with the cue ball. That's all right. Kind of why I mentioned stopping it. You don't love shooting this from the rail. It's not going to be a problem, but just bringing in that extra element makes this a little bit more difficult. Yeah, good shot. Nice firm stroke, kind of flatten the cue ball to come up table for the 8. Real good stroke there from Law. I think Law wanted a little bit more out of that draw. You can tell by the pace that he played it. If you're just stopping that ball, you really don't have to hit it that hard. I think he was really trying to dig into it a little bit, get closer to the 9. Just kind of raise his tip position up a little bit when he, myself, what I run into is when I try to hit a draw stroke harder, I tend to tense my backhand up a little bit, makes my tip come up just a little bit. I don't always get that draw that I'm looking for. So if he's anything like me, that may have been the cause. But can shoot him like that, it doesn't matter. Great shot there from Law, and this is gonna put him up 3-1 if this 10 ball goes down. Oh my goodness. Say it ain't so. Huge miss there from Law. Very straightforward, very simple. Same shooter. Man, just rifled in the 9 from across the table with a little stun draw. Slid over, perfect for the 10. Nice straight look on the 10. It just dogs it right into the rail. Happens to the best of us. Looking to do everything but pocket this ball. Trying to figure out the best way to play safe. Well, maybe he called it. Did he call that? Man, what a shot. No, he didn't call that. He tried to. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought he was trying. I thought he. So what I think his intention was to kind of bank it to the side rail and all the way down to the bottom rail, and play safe on that one, which turns out that is what he was trying to do, but ended up catching it a little fuller than he intended. Brought the pocket into play. He made it, and you really got to honor his honesty here. I mean, $250 entry tournament. There's a lot of money involved. 44.50 for first, and coming out, and everybody in the room had accepted that he called it, but he came out, was honest about it, said that wasn't the pocket I called, and now long shot on the spotted 10. Well, looks like I think you got to go for this one. If the 10's a little closer to the rail, maybe you play safe on it, but with the 10 as close, I mean, as far off the rail as it is, it does make it cuttable. It gives you a little room for error, not a lot, but it does give you a little room for error. And that's what I'm looking for in cuts like these. That's brutal. And this rack, it looks like it's going to go to Law if he even makes him shoot it. Yeah, no, it's not going to make him shoot it. And Law said, I don't want to go up 3-1 the easy way. I want to take the back road to get there, but here we are, 3-1. All right, what do we got here? Quick little update for you guys that were following the match beside us on the B side. Looks like Mark ended up pulling away from Eric Smith. You ready, brother? All right, Brandon, this is good. Oh, cool, man. You too, bro. Take care. So Mark taking down Eric Smith, 6-4. He will be playing Vern on the backside, and the loser of this will be playing the winner of that. All right, take care, man. Sorry about that. Nope, don't need that. Lost my screen for a second. Nice little shot there from Law. Running, walking that dog all the way down the rail. Mr. Is it H Crip? HC Rip? How do I say that? Anyways, he said the way he looked and walked away, he didn't call it. Yeah, it's kind of what I just I didn't see going for that because I didn't see the reward in it. You miss, you really sell out. That ball kind of bounces off the rail and leaves your opponent a shot. I like what I think his intention was to bank it, 2 rails up and leave it somewhere in the middle of the bottom rail. Just ended up mishitting it a little bit. And it looked cool, but not his intention. And once again, just really appreciate the honesty out of these players. I'd say 95% of pool players are extremely honest, but get a bad egg here and there. Love that. Another good bank shot from Law. Seen a few good bank shots on this table. This match and match prior. Really makes me. I'm probably the worst 600 plus banker in the state. I went to a bank tournament once, not to play in it, obviously, but I went to a bank tournament once. There was a lot of like 400 and 500 level players that played in it, and I'm like, oh gosh, like this is gonna be easy. Like I just waited around for the players that got knocked out. I'm like, I'll make a few bucks, just getting a little side action. And I had a 470 come up to me and say, oh yeah, I'll play you like 20 bucks a game of bank pool. I'm like, sure, no problem. I mean, that money was spent. I was confident. And I proceeded to get my butt waxed about 3 games in a row. Made me realize I have no clue how to bank like these guys do. That's something I realized. One pocket and banks. There is no, I don't want to say no direct correlation, but there is a very fuzzy correlation between banks and one pocket and Fargo. Like, a player can be good at making balls, but the knowledge that it takes to twist and bend and straight back a ball and bank a ball 3 rails, 4 rails, 2 rails, play safe on the table when you're banking. I mean, it's a completely different game. Knowledge is a lot. How about that first shot? Shooting the gap between the 7 and the 10. Get a nice full look on the 7. Yeah, pretty good effort there, though. 9 ball wasn't far from falling, but let's see what Law comes up with here. I myself just play the standard safe, bring a 9 ball down to the bottom rail, 2 rails, 2 rail the cue ball up to the top rail, but seen a lot of banks from these 500 level players, and you know what? Making quite a bit of them, so can't fault them for it, but I do prefer a safe as opposed to going for the bank shot here. Yeah, that's kind of why, you tend to sell out a lot that way. Lots of right, shoot it in the same pocket, or you play lots of left and hold your cue ball on the same side and shoot your 10 ball in the other pocket. Looks like he's playing lots of right. Let that English do the work. Good shot there, Eric. And doesn't love that his cue ball's on the rail. None of us do. What? Not the hardest shot in the world. We've all shot it a million times. Oh, nice shot. Nice smooth stroke there. Mentioned that a few times, but seeing a little bit more of that as we come down later in this tournament. Calm and collected over the ball. Shout out to bullshitters for their extremely strategic placement of this scratcher machine right behind me. You guys haven't been to bullshitters, which I know most of you have. They put one right in front of your walkway that you walk to the bathroom, and I'd say a good 20 to 30% of people that walk by that either come out of the restroom or go into the restroom stop at the scratcher machine to put money in. Absolute genius. Good placement. You put it in the back of the room, you wouldn't even know it was there. Thing makes more money than anything I've ever seen. Eric can probably use this 6 to his advantage, I think. As long as he doesn't have to. As long as he doesn't run on a 6 full. If he can go forward with this and glance off, our right side of the 6, his left side of the 6 with the high ball. Oh, he's drawing a side rail now. There's anything wrong with that if you make the ball, but couldn't tell by the angle. But if he did have the angle to maybe go forward and glance off the 6 and still get on the 2, that may have been the way to go. I think it's a little bit more simple. Don't have to put as much speed on the cue ball. I mean, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. Oh, I've been there way too many times. I know the feeling. Makes you want to find the nearest bridge. Oh, you know what's funny is it's actually extremely like if you actually just line it up, it's actually really difficult. It's actually really difficult to follow a ball in from that distance because if you glance off even the left or right side of it by a millimeter, it takes the pocket completely out of play. So it's just, oh, I know you guys all feel it with me. Trying to hold it. Think he got there. He's gonna be thin, but he's got there. wonder if that 5 passes. He played a lot of left, like the 5 passes, and he was trying to come 2 rails to shoot in the same pocket, but it must. Yeah, that's what he's calling. It always looked tight from where I was at. Not the worst result because this natural angle is taking him down towards the 7, so just rolling this ball in. Even a little bit of pace won't kill you here. You can use the rail, come up a little bit. Just a little bit of a high ball. Just enough of a confident stroke that you feel good about making the 6. That'll work. Any other scenario, being straight on a 7 would absolutely suck, but he, 8's hanging. He's just fine. Don't try to do too much. The 8's hanging in the side. You draw it back a little bit. And that's just fine there. Cutting it. It looks like he was trying to come 2 rails around the 9. There was actually two ways. I was looking at the angle on that 8. There's 2 ways to play it. He had pocket to play with there. You can catch it a little thinner and actually hold the cue ball on the right side of the 9, or you could actually catch it a little bit fuller and allow your cue ball to come 2 rails for the 9 as well, which is what he tried to do, but just came up a bit short. And that's a bit more of a forced angle. You almost got to get a little bit more punchy on it, a little bit more pace and a little bit more punchy so you can cue ball really deflects off that 8 a little bit more, in my opinion. It's gonna hurt. Like the way that Law played it though. He knew he was gonna come 2 rails out, leave a little angle on the 10. Don't see a lot of guys play shape like that, but that shot called for it. Somewhat executed it, just had to make the 9. Ugh. No, I'm not tired. Nope, another forced kind of punch or draw shot to the side rail and out. Seen a lot of that from Eric, and he's done it well. No, Eric. Big shot that was right there. That was tied up 3-3. No, shots like that, we've said it before, 2 game swings. Difference between tied and being down 2. Yeah, it's funny, even if you're Law, you don't feel good about it. You almost prefer that he makes it. I know that sounds funny, but you almost prefer that your opponent makes that shot. Feel for him, do all that work, hit a few good shots. Oof. Just looking at this other table over here. Mark just, or no, is that, gosh, what's his name? I'm sorry. It's Vern, isn't it? Yeah, it's Vern. Vern. Yeah, Vern cut a ball backwards about 4 feet down the rail. Got a good look on the 8. Really good shot. Wish the camera caught that one off to the side. Meanwhile, law of the break. Nothing down there, but pretty impressed with Law's break. He's got it down. He's hitting maybe not so much that one, but he's hitting it full. Second balls are tracking. The 2 and the 3, they're trying to 4 rail when they don't run into traffic. End of the corners. But overall, I'm giving Law one of the better breaks in this tournament. Now, get me wrong, I don't think that the breaks are making a huge impact on how these games are going. A lot of innings at the table. I think it's one of the more overrated things about playing on these tables is people talking about how much the break impacts, like I was talking to someone the other day and it was like a 420 playing a 380 on the pit, and then one was like, yeah, but the 420 is giving me all the breaks, and I'm like, what does it matter to you? Nobody's running out from the one ball. You guys are both shooting 6 times, myself included. I average at least 3 innings at the table. These tables are absolutely brutal, man. And they sit there and they're like, "Oh yeah, my break is working." I'm like, oh, that's awesome. How many games did you win off the break? Great punch shot on the 9 to the 10. Got to finish that. Yeah, that was definitely. Nice little hit there from Law. I admire his Law's kicks. It's a subtle detail that I've noticed that I particularly enjoy or admire, I guess. But you see a lot of guys, they have either a low percentage kick or a ball that's hard to hit or a ball that, they don't even see a ton of value in hitting because what if I hit it? It's tough layout anyways. And they kind of get down and one stroke it and shoot at it and miss the ball. Law shoots a kicks with the exact same effort that he's trying to pocket a long straight and 9 ball. I mean, the focus is there. He stays down on it. He watches the ball throughout. It's definitely something I think a lot of us can learn from. Yeah, pretty decent effort there. Trying to come around with a little inside, maybe high inside. Came up a bit short. Wonder if the 5 passes the 8 in the side. I still don't think you might not even be able to get there if it does. Just something to look at. I think Law's really just prioritizing a look on this 5. Trying to make the 4. Get a look. Yeah, the 5 must pass the 8. That's why he kind of played it. Good effort, good shot, but kind of make the 4. Didn't leave it easy, though. I think Eric's going to have to kick off the top rail and then back towards the 4. So away from the camera and back towards us. No, no. Looks like he's going to try and masse it one rail this way. That's okay. Oh, look at that. Little element of safe, too, with a wall of balls. Don't think he got there, though. He may have. The side of the ball that Law has to hit here, I don't think he can hit. I think may have to come rail first. Yeah, you just got to make sure you hit our right side of the ball, his left side of the 4. You almost want to kick a little beyond the 4. And if you get really lucky, you can use that wall of balls before it kind of kicks up a little bit. He's kicking to make it. Like that. I think it's quite a back cut on 4. I think I'm trying to hit it just a touch fuller. Maybe bank it up. Use a stack as maybe a few blockers there. But he felt good about it. Looks like Mark on the table next to us, Mark Fernandez, the 523, playing Vern, a 508. Took the first game. Mark up 1-0. Remember, that is a B-side match. That's a race to 6. Winner of that playing the loser of this. Uh-oh, watch out, cue ball. That's going to drop. Excuse me. I always get one or two that ask, so I'll explain it for the sake of the one person that might not know. Some people say it's a 520 and under tournament. How does a 523 play? I know I sound like a broken record to most of you, but if you sign up and you're under 520, Tim Daniel generally has a bit of a cushion. He generally has a bit of a cushion that you can go up in the duration after you've already signed up for the tournament. Whether that's 5 points, sometimes it's 10 points, especially if he books a tournament out 5-6 months. That had to be the case with him. I don't think his intention was to go side rail to side rail there to get on the 8, but maybe it was. Just nearly missed that 8. He looks good from here if he can drop this 8. Oh, he was walking away from it too. Yeah, just an absolutely brutal pocket down here. Gord, my man, how are you? Yeah, we miss you out here, man. A lot of fun stuff been going on around here. Not a drama guy. Like, I don't really follow. Whenever there's a little bit of drama in the pool community, I don't really follow it. But I will say this: there has been a seriously like big lack of drama in the pool community lately. Like, I think that's a good sign, but oh, don't do it to him. It's brutal, and that's The second time scratching on the 9, giving Law another game, getting to 10. But yeah, no, not a lot of drama going on. Kind of tells me something big's about to happen. But for the most part, it's been quiet. It's been fun. A lot of participation in the tournaments. We'll be in Albuquerque on September 13th and 14th for anyone in the area. Doing all right, bro. Up in Michigan right now to the end of September. Oh, my cousin would have hated you. Big Ohio State guy. Oh, that's cool, man. Ugh. Ooh. All right, big miss there from Eric. That's gonna put Law up 5-2. Race to 8. Needing 3 more. Just capitalize on a couple of Eric's mistakes. Eric's been playing well, just polishing up on on that 10 ball. I think he scratched twice on the 9 and then rattled a 10. So potentially could be the difference that makes this match. Oh God, we're not doing that. Gordon says I was in Ohio before I came here. Go blue. Oh yeah, even cousin would have definitely hated you. Just kidding. Oh, that's funny. Yep, Eric should be up 1 if he polishes all those off. Of course, you can never look at any match. Like I don't think anybody I've ever met has said oh yeah, I played a perfect match. I didn't miss anything. Or I didn't miss any 10 balls or I didn't blow any saves. I mean, every league night, every tournament I play in, I give up multiple shots, I give up multiple 10 balls. It just happens. And at every level, at the pro level, you see some guys break it around the set. Even then, sometimes they get out of line, have to jump a ball in or whatever. But for the most part, you can expect 1 or 2 costly errors for both of these guys on both ends. It just seems like Eric's made 1 or 2 more than maybe you're used to seeing. It's kind of highlighted the results of this match so far. Commentator curse on the drama, very possible. Yeah, yeah, something big's got to be a brewing, man. I haven't heard our AZ pool players uncensored page has been pretty dry. I don't really follow it, but something happens, I hear about it. Not much going on, and I kind of love it. Feeling is mutual, not towards your cousin, just towards being a Buckeye fan. That's fair. I wouldn't call any game a must-win game, but if you're Eric here, I think this is about as close as you can come to a must-win game for him. If you win this one, you bring it 5-3, you bring it within 2. If you don't, that puts the Law on the hill. That puts him at 6. That's a big hill to climb. That means you have to win 5 games in a row without missing a 10 ball, without making a late mistake, without him maybe fluking in a shot and continuing his run at the table or missing a ball and accidentally playing safe on you on the last 2 balls or something. Stuff like that does happen. You like a little bit of cushion just for some weirdness that can happen. Pulls an imperfect game. The better player doesn't always win. The player that's playing the best doesn't always win. So you always gotta. I always try to keep my opponent off the hill when I can. makes shooting 10 balls a lot easier too, because you don't sit there and think, oh, I'm going to lose if I miss this. That's me personally, though. Do you guys see what Law is doing with his chalk? He's got a band around his arm with a magnet on it, and the chalk sticks to the magnet. Oh, yeah, definitely trying to use the 9 there. Gonna kind of sell out an easy one rail hit. Obviously not easy to make, but an easy one rail hit. But you're kind of pressing here. You're banking on the idea that you're gonna have a better look than the one you just had. Sometimes that's the point of playing safe. Gordon says, "Well, I'm gonna hop off here and watch a movie and charge my phone. I'll be back later." Awesome, man. Well, it's good to hear from you, Gordon. You take care of yourself. Hope to see you soon, my man. Yeah. You think he gambles on maybe breaking out the 5-6 here? I think there's a chance that you do that. I think you shoot this 3, break out the 5-6, gamble on it a little bit, maybe get a little awkward angle on the 4, but you can always play safe on the 4. The only problem with this is you don't want to get stuck behind the 5 and 6. And he freed it up. Now that allows him the opportunity to continue his run if he feels good about it. But kind of a tough look on this 4. John Sanchez says, "Is that what that is? I was wondering what that was on his forearm." Yeah, that's what he's got. Welp. Kind of a tough spot here for Eric. 4 is not difficult to make, but your cue ball's running into the 6. And that may mean the 6 either wants to get in your way or you're coming off the right side of the 6 and you're going away from the 5. Unless you can run into the 6 nice and full, maybe double kiss it or keep the cue ball where it's at. Yeah, I think he was trying to use the 6 to come around the table and closer to the 5. Thank you. I think I mentioned something about Law being on the hill earlier. No, this is a race to 8. I forgot. It's not 7. We have a lot of races to 7 back here. It's races to 8. Hold on, cue ball. Yeah, not ideal. He may have the back cut in the corner, but is it worth shooting? You maybe thin it, try to get the cue ball behind the 9 or the 8. I think that might be the route I go. Real thin on the 5. You catch it thin enough, I like getting on the. No, he was able to see quite a bit of that ball. He actually tried to bank that 5 ball up. Maybe follow his cue ball back down to this bottom rail. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a really good stroke there from Eric. Making that one look easy. Got to be so precise shooting that ball down this rail. And actually followed it pretty well, too. Pretty good look on the 6 on the side. He just might have to go all the way up to the top rail and back. I think what he was kind of peeking at, too, he was looking at, maybe I want an angle on the 7, so. No. He just decided to take a little bit more distance. But I think he was looking at, I want a little bit of angle on the 7 to get on the 8. Because you don't want to be shooting this 8-9 combo. That is the last thing you want to do. Well, just followed it, left it for the side or the corner. I imagine the side. I wouldn't even mention the corner, but I've seen him take the corner a few times on a similar shot to this, so. Half a side pocket has proven to be a little intimidating thus far. All right. Yeah, really trying to hold that cue ball. Tim's mentioned it a few times. I wasn't sure how thin that 8 was, but Tim's mentioned it a few times. I think I prefer it a little bit myself, but it's almost worth going with a bit more of a confident stroke there instead of trying to hold it. Go with a confident stroke. Let that cue ball come back and forth a little bit. Okay. A little fuller on the 9 than you'd preferred, but just means he's going to have to accept a little bit more distance on the 10. Of course, he is pretty good at forcing his ball out and getting closer, so yeah, that's just fine right there. See if he's able to forget those missed 10 balls earlier. Oh, that is just he's really going to go back and he's really going to go back and think about this match and he's really played well. It's just been that last ball. It's been the pressure. So I think from what I've counted, he's scratched on 2 9 balls and rattled 2 10 balls. Very costly. Call it a long race. I call it a short race to 8 because, you know, 3 or 4 mistakes like that can make this look extremely lopsided like it already has. Well, going up 6-2. Eric's got to find a way to at least gain some level of momentum. He needs to see a few 10 balls go down. He needs to establish a little bit of confidence. Because not only is Law playing well, but he's been given a few gifts on top of that. Tough to overcome. Jim filled me in on something the other day, and I didn't realize it until recently. You see the marks on the table there? Like, you would think it's just from, like, the rack, right? Like the marks on the table by the dot, like the black marks. That's for people's hands putting down the template rack. Yeah. He told me that the other day. I'm like, no, it's not. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, that's exactly what it is. They put down a template rack a million times. Looks like I may be getting a little bit of a break after this match ends. Assuming it doesn't go hill, which I know Eric, as good as Eric's playing, he can definitely come back and pull this thing off. But if it doesn't, looks like I'm going to get a little bit of a break because I think this match off to the side of us is falling a little bit behind. 2-1 over there in a race to 6. Here we got Law, who's 2 games away from putting this away, taking the hot seat. Man, Anybody that's still listening, do you guys know? I haven't seen one early 10 in this whole match, and I saw somebody have a 2-10 combo earlier that actually decided to cut a ball into another pocket versus taking it on. Are there no early 10s in this, or are they just trying to run it out on these 9-footers? He asked if you wanted him to watch it. I don't think that's absolutely necessary for this one. You can see plenty of one ball here. As long as you're going into it nice and... Oh, wow, he tried to make it. Yeah, I can see why he wanted someone to watch it. Was a good hit, though. Didn't think that was even possible from that angle. I like that. You can either punch or draw this into the 6, or you can go forward with it and miss the 6 and shoot the 4 that way. I kind of like running into the 6 from here. Shoot it all the way down. Not hard. Just nudge the 6 out of the way. Yeah, just like that. That was good effort. No. Not the worst case scenario. You can kind of thin it one side or the other. Both offer a safe opportunity. Kind of like the way he's looking right now, and then maybe put it behind the 7 or the 8. Thin it all the way up table to that top rail. Top rail. And he's using some right. Try and help him get over there. Kind of left Law. One rail kick at this 4. Yeah, he's calling the side pocket. He's trying to figure out what's the best opportunity. What's the best way to kick this to get me safe? This one's kind of tough. Sometimes you kick at this, hit it full, it runs into the 6 and doesn't go anywhere, and it leaves you in a tough spot. Oh, man. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it, Greg. I know. Greg next to me is accusing me of falling asleep back here. I ain't falling asleep yet. Like I mentioned before. And then there was 4. There's 4 players left. Loser of this playing the winner of Vern and Mark. On the B side, winner moving on to the finals. Oh, don't do it to him. Nope. No one hung up. Timmy, you coming to hang out for a little bit?
What's up, Justin? Are you bored yet?
No, I'm having a grand old time, man.
Grand old conversation with Gordon and John Sanchez and everybody else that's
Yeah.
watching.
Oh yeah.
19 viewers.
Oh yeah.
Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll pick
It's
up.
been a good event.
Yeah. What's your 500 and under end yet, or is that?
Yep. Roger Griggs finally wins the tournament on his own, I said.
Yeah, right. That's awesome, man.
No, he did. He finally won. We're going to call him the STR, Small Tournament Roger.
That's funny.
He had 8 players. Nonetheless, he was happy. And Justin, I don't know if you hear the music, country music night tonight, We're
Oh.
sitting in the wrong spot. I'm going to have to take over the front door for the guy.
Oh yeah, they get busy, man.
I guess Tuesday when they had the
The
bull,
Yeah.
riding the bull for $5 or they had like 250 people here on a
Jeez,
Tuesday night.
man. Yeah, their country night has gotten really big around here, man.
Smart. $5 a
Yeah.
head just to come in.
Yeah.
Smart business. Nonetheless, we are down to the final 4. I don't know if you told them that.
Yep. Down to the final 4.
And I notice Eric is giving it away.
Yeah, he's scratched on 2 9-balls and he's rattled 2 10-balls. And
Yeah,
that's
should we
really been the difference.
should we play some Red Hot Chili Peppers for him? Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Oh yeah. I'm sure he would think that would be a lot more funnier tomorrow.
Well, as I've been telling the guys over the weekend, you cannot take this table for granted. Yes, it's a tight table, but it tells you whether you're shooting center pocket or not. If you don't hit center pocket, you're not going to make a ball on this
Yep.
table. And that's all it is. It has nothing to do with, oh, it's tight, 4 and 8, I can't make a ball. No, it's you can't cheat the pocket to make a ball now on this table.
Yep. Yep.
100% got to shoot center pocket.
Yep. No pace down the rail.
Oh, look at this, right in the pocket. Did he call it? I can't believe he didn't call that 10 ball that he banked.
Oh.
I even called it. He just banked it just like Fedor did against Yap in the U.S. Open yesterday, and he didn't call it. I mean, that's pretty honest, though.
Yeah, no, I love that. Everyone in the room had accepted that that's what he called, and then he went over and told Law, I didn't call it. And he's like, wait, what? You didn't? And then I'm sitting here, I'm like, what?
Yeah, pretty incredible.
But really admirable him coming out, and he could have stole one there, but really admirable him coming out saying, you know what, I didn't call that. It's my bad.
Yep, for the most part, the players were happy. They enjoyed the tournament.
For the
A little
most
long. I could probably shorten it to 7 and 5, but 8-6 it gives them, time to play for $400. We had 27 players, 25 of them went all in. That's why it's a nice little payday.
Yeah.
$4,450 for first. This match is basically a $650 match. See, more great integrity by Eric. He said foul.
Yeah.
Well, kind of close, but I agree that it looked foul.
Yeah, that was a lot of 7 there.
You're down 6-2, and he's still calling foul himself. That's pretty strong right there. Yeah, winner of this match will be guaranteed $2,000. Loser will be guaranteed $1,350. Yeah, so a lot of matches go hill in this thing. Pretty crazy matches.
Yeah.
A couple comeback matches. Tell you, Law's shooting really good though. Really solid. He hit that ball really good, and that wasn't an easy shot on this table.
A few matches on this table so far. I think I'm not trying to dog on any of the other players, but from what I've seen, these guys probably been shooting the best on these tables. I'm forecasting this is going to be the finals here.
Yeah, if Eric can get it together.
If Eric can clean up the the late mistakes on the 9 and 10 ball. He's really, to be honest, I think he's kind of been in control of this whole match. Just hasn't converted on the 9 and 10. Couple
Right.
late scratches, couple missed 10s that were really simple.
And that's all it takes for the score to be what it is right now, or
Yeah,
could be 4-4.
yeah. It could borderline be flip flop.
Could be 5. Yeah, it could have been 5-3 Eric's way. This is a big shot right here.
Yeah,
Let's see if he can nail this. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Oh.
Oh, that's not what you want to do. Well, giving Eric an opportunity, at least get one back. I will say after this match is over, we're probably going to shut down, restart the stream because we're going to have the semifinals and finals, and that's probably going to take about 8 hours. Matches are supposed to only go 2.5. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Right now they're doing pretty good with this match. Almost at the 2-hour mark. Oh boy, Eric just can't get it down. He is not playing like he did yesterday.
Starting to get in his head a little bit. You could tell.
He was shooting 669 speed after yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
You can kind of tell 1 through 9, but something.
Brad won 8-0 and he still wasn't shooting the best. Brad Rickle.
Really?
Yeah. Shot good and then came in here and went 2 and out on this table.
Yeah. Has that effect on some people?
Well, and the tournament too. 2-day tournament. You come in day 1, you're shooting good, undefeated. You come in day 2 feeling good, got good night rest. The next thing you know, you go 2 and out. You're like, what did I do wrong? Who did I piss off? That's what you have to ask, right?
Pool's such a day-to-day thing for me too, man. It's if I play good one day, it has no reflection on how I play tomorrow. I don't feel like it's that mental. I just
match
some
to
days
match.
I just don't see it. Yeah,
Could be match to match sometimes.
That's true.
Tournament play.
That's true.
Well, I want to say thank you, Justin, for coming in.
Yeah,
and wanting to get on here. I know these guys are only 520 speed.
Oh, it's fun watching them sweat
500
out.
speed.
Sweating it out for 44.50. I love it.
Like I said, I like to see good pool. I know some of it ain't good pool, but I watched a shot that Eric made, a kick shot, and I'm like, ooh, I like that safe. So,
it ain't so.
No, want to sit pretty. It's been a team effort so far. Now, Law being left-handed, this might not be so easy.
Yeah, he's gonna need a milk crate for this one.
Getting
What's
his
that
bridge
place?
out.
Yeah, what's that place that lets you lay on the table? That Buffalo?
Yep, Buffaloes. They don't have a bridge. That's basically why.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They started that tradition years ago, and he just doesn't believe in bridges, I guess.
I don't know. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, in a way, it's cool.
Thing, I don't.
Especially when you're playing one pocket. Oh my goodness, much tougher when you're up on the table and you got to shoot your shot and then get your happy butt off the table. Oh, we got a shaft extension. Look out! That's the problem with the bridge. You can't use the shaft extension.
First time I saw that.
Going to use the shaft extension, shaft extension. But again, he's left-handed, so this is difficult. And that's why he's having to pull out the bridge. Should be able to make this. Oh, watch the cue ball not come back and hit the bridge.
He's playing some left on it.
Whoa!
Never a doubt.
Hung it up, almost.
Well,
puts him on the hill.
First one to the hill.
All right, Justin. Well, I'm gonna leave you. I just wanted to check in. I gotta go be doorman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go check IDs.
Oh, I bet
for these women.
Yeah.
Make sure they're old enough.
They're kind of rough looking, huh?
I gotta find the right one to date. Yeah.
The
best way to do it. Check IDs, right?
No, their country night out here is impressive.
Looking like it's taking a small break.
You out of here? Good to see you, brother.
Oh, they're just discussing things. Good thing is these guys are friends, so it's not like, oh, I gotta beat this guy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't lose to this guy. Whatever. They're just playing to have fun. Unfortunately, it's going Law's way, and Eric is definitely gonna light a fire under his butt for the next match. Luckily, he's not out of this.
Yeah, yeah. I say it all the time. At very worst, if you're Eric, at very worst, you want to come into your next match with a little momentum. Just have take away something from this. Win one
Yeah.
or two racks. Put together a few.
Next weekend, if you're not doing anything and you got a girl in mind, you want to play Jack and Jill's Twisted Scotch Doubles Tournament, 1150 and under, next weekend here at Bullshooters on the 9 ball on the 7 footers. Gonna be a fun event. Law made a ball in a break, but then got hooked by the two. Other than that, next Monday, the Dwayne Beagle benefit. I've been told where Mike Bates with Bullshooters is getting a 55-inch screen TV to raffle off. Mr. John Sanchez has given me a nice, beautiful case that we're going to put in with the raffle and going to get a couple more items, raffle off, and try to get some money up for Dwayne to help him out. I know Julie Bates said she's going to make pulled pork, and she's going to have $10 pulled pork plates, and all that money's going to Dwayne. So it's going to be a really good event. Labor
That's
Day,
awesome.
Monday, 8 ball, race the 3 in the winner, race the 2 in the losers, alternate break. Hope to see everyone there Monday, Labor Day at noon.
Is Dwayne gonna make an appearance?
Yep,
Cool.
I talked to him. Julie asked me that too. People are like, some people are like, oh man, he was such a nice guy, great pool player. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, he hasn't passed away.
Yeah.
This is just something. Wow, what did that say? This is just something that Julie Bates is fond of Dwayne Beagle. That's how nice of a guy he is, and she wants to do something for him because he got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, renal cancer. I believe it's of the kidney.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, and he's in good spirits. He's doctors are doing everything they can to help him, and some things he's able to do everyday chores. At other times, it's a little rough. So, the Arizona pool community, they love to help out someone that's in need. So, we're gonna do another benefit. The one for Alex on Thursday for Alex's son Aiden was awesome. Raised $1,423
That's
one
so cool,
night. I
man.
know, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but
No.
just some a little is a lot. So
Yeah, when
every
you're
little bit helps.
you're in that spot, hospital bills and probably staying away from work, making sure your boy's doing all right and everything else. It's not easy. Every little bit helps, and I think that's awesome.
Biggest reason I love the Arizona pool community is because of stuff like that. Ouch! You see that one, huh?
Yeah,
Vern felt rattled the 9 ball on the table next to us. He kind of just smiling, walking away. 3-1 and
Mark.
race the 6.
Yeah, 3-1. About to be 4-1 if Mark can polish off those last two balls.
Um,
How about that? Pretty sporty little shot right there.
yeah, I mean, he's gonna force Law to have to jump, or maybe kick at it. Yeah, he's gonna call the kick.
Yeah, Mark's got a tough shot over here. Looks like he's a little wide.
Oh,
Yeah, he was a little
look
wide.
out!
Just saw him playing a little right. Looked like he was always going to be wide of that ball. Of course, I can never tell from here. I stopped predicting a long time ago.
Feel like that commentator curse is real, huh? Sometimes.
Oh, it was brutal when I first hopped on, man. I said it. Well, who was it? Brad and Vern?
Uh huh.
Yeah, I think it was Brad missed like 3 10 balls, or Brad missed 2 10 balls, and Vern missed another one, and it was me saying, "No way he misses his ball. This is simple. He just pocketed 3 difficult balls on this table."
That's where Nate was pointing out. That's the third one.
Yeah, I'm like, I just stopped talking after. I was like, they got to the 10. I'm like, let's see if he can figure this straight in pocket hanger out.
Yeah, a lot of players this weekend, and not necessarily just this table, but I saw it on the outside tables too. They hit inside the pocket and it still hangs up. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know how that happened.
I know.
How you can hit it that good.
It's deep shells, and he's worn in cloth. It's tough, man.
Stupid game we try to have fun at. Well, Justin, I'm going to step up. It looks like we keep losing viewers as I keep talking.
No, no, it's so we get down to it, I'm sure.
Well, I'll be right back.
All right.
Well, thanks again, Justin,
Yes,
for
sir.
everything you do for the Arizona pool community.
Oh, it's a blast. All right. Oh, nice little bank shot there. I think the side pocket came into play if he cut it. Oh, watch out, 6 ball. Needs a friendly bump. I think he got it. Looks like a full look. I'd love to say that Eric has a great opportunity to get out from here, but he's got to prove to us that he can finish off those last 3 or 4 balls. He's got to do it for himself, and he's got to put a little stress on Law. Yeah, looking to go forward and try to shoot the 6 on the side. I don't think maybe it was his intention to shoot it in the corner, but at the pace he played it, I kind of thought that maybe he was trying to get up there for the side. Not quite. Almost gotta draw this. Kind of drag your stroke so you don't let the cue ball get too far away from the 9. Yeah, just like that. Really, really good shot. Sometimes tough to judge the angle. Like, not a lot of people know, but playing high and playing low while shooting a ball, it changes the trajectory of the object ball a little bit. It's just like throwing a ball in with left and right. Bottom goes a little bit straighter and top cuts a little bit more. So that drag stroke is just somewhere in between that. It sometimes can be a little tough to judge because it doesn't come up a whole lot. At least not for me. All right, let's see if he can get it done. He's got to get over this 10 ball mental obstacle. He misses this one. He might just pack up and walk out the door, even though he's on the front side. I'm just kidding. I've just been in his shoes. Ooh, let me Yeah, let me peek at that real quick for you. Maybe it's up here. Maybe just AZ Pool 15. Do you have that? Go to, or how do I go back? Do you have AZ Pool 15? Are you subscribed to it? Not Arizona Pool Players, but AZ Pool 15. Yeah, if you like that page, it's up on there. That was the announcers. Oh, did he do it? No. Say it ain't so. Sorry, someone was having trouble getting the stream. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Anyways, those that tuned in, thank you guys. Like Tim had mentioned to me, there's gonna be a little bit of a wait because we're waiting for Mark and Fern. Mark's up 4-1. That's a race to 6. We're waiting for that match to finish. Winner of that playing Eric Culpepper. Winner of that coming to play the finals against Law, who had just won that match right there, 8-2. Yeah, that's big mental obstacle there for Eric. I'm sure he's going to be able to sit down for a minute, reflect, get over the 10 ball yips, and he's made a million of them in his life. Been there, done that. He'll come back stronger. But for now, we're going to shut this thing down and then see you guys when this match